everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's been a long while since I filmed a video, so I'm feeling a little bit nervous. But yeah, I've been meaning to film this video for so long, and then with the pandemic, everything has been a bit delayed. Right now I'm in my family's home. I came to be with them whilst everything is shut down and it's just safer here, so I'm not in my usual space. Also, it's been a bit difficult to plan and film the videos I want to film because a couple of the other videos I want to do are sort of pending because I'm waiting for certain things to be either delivered to me or released so that I can talk about it at the end of the video. Because I like to show the process of my shoot and my work from the very beginning to the very end, from me preparing, planning and brainstorming ideas for the shoot to the shoot, and then the final product, whether that be an album cover, a poster, a magazine, or anything like that. So for a few of the videos that I already started filming, I'm still waiting for that last bit so that I can complete them. But anyway, if you're new to my channel, my name is Andrea and I'm a music photographer, concert photographer based in London, and I do videos mostly about that. So this video is going to be about my shoot that I did with the Black Lips. In case you don't know who the Black Lips are, you should check them out. They're great. They are a band from Atlanta, Georgia, formed in 1999 sort of, but then they started to release more music in the early 2000s, and they're known to have a bit of a wild stage presence, and they're really talented people and very interesting people to listen to and photograph and stuff, so I was very excited to go shoot them. This video is going to be about me going to the shoot, taking the photos, editing them, choosing them, and making prints, and eventually maybe making a tote bag, which I'm working on right now. For this shoot, basically I had two releases. I released a collectible print, and then I also released a high quality giclée print, which are printed with professional paper and archival ink, and they're limited edition. So basically I made an affordable and more accessible print from the gig, and then a proper art print from the gig. So kind of like two ends of the scale. And I'll be showing you those prints in a bit. I think I have clips from the night that I went to shoot, and I'm gonna include those in here now. I was a bit nervous for a few different reasons. I'm gonna talk about it now. Enjoy the flashback. I'm about to go shoot the Black Lips here in London. I'm all set. I just need to put my camera in my bag, my flash, everything, and I'll take you guys along for that. I'll try to get some footage of the gig, of me in the gig if I can. It's probably gonna be so hectic. I need to run now to see if I can get there at a good time when there's not a lot of people yet, because I don't know if there's a photo pit, so I don't know if I'm gonna have space to stand and photograph, so I need to get there relatively early. And for some reason I'm a bit nervous. To be fair, I get nervous like half of the time, but I haven't been nervous in a while. I think it's because it's a new venue, it's Earth, and whenever I don't know what a venue is like, I always get a bit nervous because I don't know what the conditions are gonna be like, and I haven't shot this particular band before, so I don't know what the crowd is gonna be like. But anyway, let's just go ahead and face it. My camera is all charged. I charged it a couple hours ago. I just need to change the batteries in the flash so that it's flashing nicely and on time when I need it to. Come on. And for those wondering, tonight I'm going to be using my Canon 5D Mark III, pretty standard, with my 2405 milliliter lens. So let's just see how that goes. If I was not mistaken, was, I I think it was October or November of last year, so it's been a while. And it was on a newly converted venue space called Earth. It was a place that I also went to before it changed. It was sort of like I don't know how to call it, like a pool place, not a swimming pool, but where you play pool with the tables, the green tables and stuff. And they have like a bar and stuff, so you would drink a few beers and play pool and stuff. I went there a few times. It was actually quite interesting. I always wondered how that place was functioning because it was so big, and usually it was a little bit empty. They also had this like night mini golf thing on the back. What are they called? Like neon lights, black lights, pink lights. Those lights, those purple-ish lights that shine on the dark. UV lights. So that's what it was before, and then it was converted into the Hackney Art Center, and Earth is in there. They do like gigs and events and stuff. Anyway, so as you can see, I was nervous that I wasn't going to be able to get a good spot because I did leave a little bit later than I usually would like to. But as you can see, there was actually a photo pit. And in case you don't know what a photo pit is basically a space between the stage and the crowds, so that security and photographers and anyone that needs to be closer to the stage can stay there and be separate from the crowd. To me, photo pits are a little bit bittersweet because yes, it gives you space to work a little bit better because you don't have to worry about the crowd. You have more space to like spread your feet apart and be more balanced so you don't fall off, because usually when you shoot in the crowd it's quite hard to like keep your balance and keep your shot in place and stuff. But the bad side about photo pits is that it usually comes with its rules. So basically, some of you might know, other concert photographers out there, usually the rule is you can only use that space for up to 3 songs, so the first 3 songs of the gig, and then you're basically kicked out, like into the crowd or out of the venue depending on how strict they are. But usually you just asked to leave that space and go with the crowd, and because the crowd is so tight onto the barrier at that point, you can't really get a good spot, so you're actually forced to go sort of to the back so you can really take good pictures. So it's quite nerve-wracking because knowing that you only have that time, those 3 songs, to get a good shot and not the whole concert. And also another thing that I don't like is at the very beginning of the concert, usually things are still warming up and the people on stage are warming up, the crowd, everything, so it's sort of like a slower start, and I feel like the most interesting pictures usually happen towards the end, so it sucks when you can't be there to photograph the end. But in this case, there was a photo pit, I was in it, and the security people did sort of ask us to like move a bit out, but more so just stand to the side so that they can stand up and look at the crowd and make sure that everybody is safe. Basically, do their jobs and stuff. So we were standing to the side after 3 songs, and at that point, I don't think I had gotten any shots that I was super excited about. I think I got one by that point. I'll include it here. But I didn't get any that I was super happy with yet, so I was feeling quite down. But the security people were quite lenient. They didn't ask you to leave, they just asked you to step aside. So I was just to the side of the speakers, and every so often, like maybe once every song, I would like just move a tiny bit to the side and try and get a shot and not get in the way of anyone. I made sure that nothing wild was going on, that they were all like set and calm. I would even like kind of look at them and be like, can I like just for a second? And they were quite nice. I hope I didn't overstep any boundaries. Also, they do usually have some sort of rule about using flash. It all depends. It's sort of like a case-by-case scenario sometimes. And when I was using my flash, I tried to coordinate it with the flashing lights on stage. So you would notice that the lights on stage would be following either like the drumming rhythm or whatever from the song, so you could expect when it was gonna flash. So I tried to flash my flash. How many times can I say flash in a sentence? At the same time as the lights on stage, so that I wouldn't be putting too much extra light onto anyone, and I didn't want to disturb anyone. But basically, my favorite photo from that gig was done in that time frame. So I saw a good moment, I stepped to the side, I coordinated my flashing lights with the stage lights, and I took this photo. That's one of my favorite photos of all time because it's so different to the normal portraits that I take. Here there's no real face involved, there's nothing, it's quite an unusual pose. It has a lot of movement. It's quite sexy, I guess. I don't know. I love it. I feel like it's a very passionate and dynamic photo. And yeah, so that's one of the prints that in the end I made into a proper art print. I'll leave a link below to both the prints. They are for sale on my website if any of you are interested. The link will be down below. So I was happy with that shot, and then I got a couple more that I was happy with as well. And then at the end of the gig, my friend Ruby Mariani, the creator of REM Leathers, I think that's how you say it, she basically designs this like leather apparel sort of thing, and Zumi was wearing it on stage, so I wanted to go and take a picture of Zumi with her set. So I went backstage with them, took a couple portraits. I really liked those shots, and it became the collectible print. And in the beginning, when I first was looking through the photos, my favorite photo from the set before I started editing, before anything, was that one, was the one that I took of Zumi in the leathers. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be the release. I wasn't planning on releasing any bigger photos. I was just planning on releasing a collectible print, like the smaller ones. Like, this is it, this is my favorite. I'm gonna save it for a collectible release, which was in January. And usually before I introduce a new band to my body of work on Instagram or on the website, and I'm planning on releasing a print on them, I like to make sort of like a introductory post where I will post maybe like my second favorite photo from the shoot, just to introduce the band to like my followers, see what their response is like, and sort of allowing people to expect more. I don't know how to phrase that. So my introductory image of the black lips was what at the time I thought was my second favorite from the shoot, which is this one here, the one with Zumi and Cole. And the response to it was crazy. I got so many comments, so many shares, so many people telling me how much they loved it. And here's the thing, I feel like sometimes I do have a bit of a lapse of judgment on what I think people's favorite photos are gonna be. This is a reason why I wanna start a Patreon as well, because there's so many decisions that I make in my head thinking that I know what people want best and stuff, and a lot of the times I'm wrong. So this was another time that I was wrong. And having a Patreon would allow me to pose a question to people and make decisions with like my closest followers or supporters of what they would like best before I make decisions go public. So I can make like polls like, hey, what do you want the next collectible print to be? Do you want this one or this one? Do you prefer this photo or this photo? Do you prefer this quality of paper or this one? Like, basically all the questions that go through my head when I make these decisions that are ultimately for you guys. When I'm making products or when I'm choosing photos and when I'm sharing my work, I also want to make sure that it's something that people enjoy looking at. Not all the time, sometimes I do work that's mostly for me and stuff, but anyway, so that would be a place where I would pose those questions and we can make decisions together, and I'll release things that I will never release. I'll just release it on there. So it'll be sort of an exclusive look into my process and decision making where you can participate on it and stuff like that. I'll leave a link to it down below if you want to pledge. It's not fully done yet. I haven't properly announced it, but if you're interested, I'll leave it down below and you can be one of the first people to sign up and stuff. I'll speak about Patreon in more depth in the near future, maybe, or maybe in a few months, I don't know. So going back to what I was saying about the prints, basically I miscalculated which print would be the favorite one. So once this was released, I noticed that a lot of people were asking for prints and stuff. Initially didn't plan on releasing that photo as a print at all. So I edited it into a printable format and all the dimensions, and I sent it to print, and I made a limited release for that print. So I have 10 of each size. I have them in A4 size, A3, A2, A1. And I was so happy because a couple of my favorite photographers bought prints of it. CJ Harvey bought a huge one for her new home, which is so cool. I can't wait to see when it's like properly up and stuff. And also Cameron McCole also got a print, which is so nice. And obviously a few of you guys also got prints and sent me photos, and it's just amazing. So that went really well. It was an unexpected surprise, so that was great. So then following that, I released the collectible print in Jan. And it was also when I was moving, so it was really stressful. And I have, I think, clips of the move. I think I might include it here. I like watching people's moving vlogs. Mine is not a proper moving vlog. It's just like a few little clips of my room before, in my working space before, and then the new working space. It's quite different now because it's been a few months and the flat is like almost complete. But when I shot these videos, it was right when I first moved in. So yeah, it was a lot. It was stressful to carry all of my equipment and like all my studio stuff into the new flat, and to have to do a release right afterwards as well. But it all went really well, and I just want to say thank you so much for all your orders. And actually, I ended up releasing this print, I think mid-Jan. So I think I actually have some clips of me packaging the Black Lips print that was released in Jan, and then the prints released in Feb, which were of the Fat White family. So I think there's videos of me packing both of those prints. So here we have a couple different sizes of the Black Lips print that are ready to go to the post office. I'm so excited to see these up in your homes. Hopefully you guys send me pictures of it. Here they all are. I'm just gonna try and organize them into my new little filer. So yeah, it's been a long time coming. I've been wanting to organize them in a better like filing system because I had them in those boxes for so long. It's gonna be a nice little improvement, so let's get going. This is the newest one. Well, actually, I'm missing the Black Lips one. Where is that? Oh, it's in here. I felt like I was missing one. Oh yeah, so here I have some of the earlier versions printed on recycled board paper. Why is it not focusing? And I didn't really like it as much. I thought it would, but I actually prefer the semi-gloss ones. And then here we have the Black Lips one that I was missing. Alright, let's add it to the rest of the collection. So I think I'm gonna organize them chronologically. So this is the first collectible print, and it'll go in the first drawer maybe with the second collectible print. So For Real with Tess, and then Emma Sniffers will go with Yak. Anyway, so I'm gonna do it like chronologically so I can remember how it goes, and maybe I'll label them as well. I don't know, we'll see. Sent them to my manufacturer, and because I want to get the tote bags screen printed, because that's like my favorite sort of printing technique, and they said that my image had too many details for them to create the screen to pass the paint through and stuff. Anyway, like if you know what screen printing is like, you know what I'm talking about sort of. So I had to simplify my design, and I've been going back and forth with them, back and forth, and it's never simple enough for them to make a template of it onto the screen. So I realized that maybe it was time for me to learn Illustrator and vectorize my image. Basically turn the pixels into vectors, and then vectors can be enlarged into any size imaginable without losing quality, and it also simplified designs. So instead of having a space full of little pixels that make up a shade, it has one shade. And yeah, basically, I don't know how to explain it very well, but basically it's just a way to simplify design, and it's very good for when you want to print an image using, you know, screen printing, or you want to make enamel pins, or you want to make any sort of thing that doesn't really work well with printing in very, very small detail. So I've been trying to learn how to use Illustrator. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see, but basically it makes the image look very illustrated, basically. As you can see, it's not pixels, it's lines, and they're quite bold, and the white is just white. There's no sort of gradation or anything like that. So it's much easier to print and get a good, solid, visible design that's not gonna bleed too much and stuff like that. So this is it. It's been a tough ride, but it's actually quite cool to see the images in this format. I had to manually remove some of the details, especially on the boots and on the jacket. So it's been taking me a long time, but I think I'm gonna send it over to them today and see what they say, if it's ready for printing. I hope it is, because it's been a tough ride, and I'm so excited to release the tote bags, because if it goes well, then I can sort of make it into a thing that I do more, and honestly it will be the most exciting next step that I can think of. When I release the tote bags, I'll make a little announcement on my Instagram, or maybe even on a video in the future. So I think that this is it for this video. I'm gonna link the prints down below if you wanna go check that out and grab one. Because I'm not in my studio right now, if you do order print, it might take a little bit longer than usual to ship. So I'm thinking they'll probably be shipped around August or September, but you can still order one if you like. And I'm also gonna leave my Patreon link down below if you wanna pledge, so you can get like exclusive looks into my process and participate in the decisions that I make with my work and releases. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please let me know if there's any specific video ideas that you have. I've been struggling to film because, like I mentioned in the beginning, a lot of the videos that I have planned are waiting on certain things to happen. So let me know if you have any suggestions, if you have any questions that maybe I can turn into a video, and if you want any advice, or I don't know. And follow me on Instagram, because that's where my photos go up before they ever make an appearance here. It takes a long time sometimes. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on my next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.